Good morning, pupils. It's nice having you again in this class. And let me tell you, we can't wait to see you resume normal class because we've missed you all. Right? But in the meantime, we'll still continue our studies of patterns and sequence, and we are getting closer to the end of the class of this sequence and pattern. Now, we have something to quickly discuss this morning, and I want us to focus on the subject of today. We are looking at sum of consecutive even integers. I have explained to you how to find sum of consecutive integers. That's natural number from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. But this time around we are laying emphasis on even integers. And if that is true, we are going to take this example to explain how we can find sum of consecutive even integers. Now, we have an example here. Find the sum of the first 300 even integers. This simply means the first even number is 2, the next even number is 4, followed by 6. Now, if I count all those even numbers from 2 to 4 to 6 to a particular number, when I'm done counting 300 even integers and I find their sum, that's what this question is asking us to find. That if you count even integers from 2 to a particular number and you're able to count up to 300 even integers, find their sum, then that is what example 1 is asking us to find. So we have a formula. If you want to go by normal counting, it's going to take a whole day to do. So I'm going to introduce you to a formula, and the formula will allow us to find the sum of the first n even integers. So the first integer, of course, even integer, you know that is 2, to any particular number of even integers, right? It says that if you are finding sum of the first to any particular number of integers, the formula says you multiply n into bracket n plus 1. This is the formula that we're going to be making use of. Now, for this example, I'm asked to find the sum of first 300 even integers. So in this case, my n is 300. So that will be 300 into bracket 300 plus 1. Right? If you solve this further, the sum of the first 300 even integers will be 300 into bracket 300 plus 1 is 301. So these two are multiplying. Now, if you find the product of 300 and 301, you are going to get a total of 90,300. Right? That's the product of the 300 and 301. Like I said, if you find the sum of even integers from the first even integers to the 300s, that's when you count one after the other, one by one. This is what the sum is going to be. I hope this is very easy. Now, you have an exercise to do by yourself. The exercise says you should find the sum of the first 500 even integers. You already have the formula, so there is no need for you listing even integers from 2 to a particular number of even number or integer that will make up a total of 500 even integers. That will be a long way, before you can find your final answer. But you can just make use of the formula. S of 1 into n is equals to n into n plus 1. With that formula, you can get the sum of the first 500 even integers. Now, we are moving to another part. And the second part of this lesson says, finding the sum of consecutive odd integers. This is very simple. Now, you remember your odd numbers, number that end with 1, 3, 5, and so on and so forth. And they cannot be divided by 2 exactly. We can also find their sum, consecutive odd numbers. Right? Just like an example, let's look at this example and see how we can solve it. Now, to find the sum of the first n or 5 consecutive odd integers, I'm also going to introduce you to a formula. Now, the formula says if you are finding the first n odd integers, let me put odd here to differentiate, right? It's just finding the square of the n, the number of odd integers that are involved. That's what it means. So in this question, I'm finding the first 5. So there are 5 odd integers involved here. So I'm going to square the 5, and that will give me the sum. Right? So let's see how it goes. So if I find the first 5 consecutive odd integers, the sum should be 5 squared. And so first 5 odd consecutive integers should give me 25. Now, is there any way we can just find out this? Right? Let's just confirm how true this is. Now, the first 5 odd numbers of odd integers are 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Right? So if you try to add this one manually, right, we'll be having 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. Now, if we add this manually, let's see what we get. This is 1 plus 3. That's what? 4. The 4 plus 5. That gives 9. 9 plus 7. That gives us 16. And 16 plus 9 gives us a total of 25. So that means this formula is valid, right? So if I'm going to give you an exercise on this, if you take a look at the exercise, I'm not going to give you a small number, then I'll be giving you a big number, like finding the sum of the first 300 odd integers. You know, it will be a very long way for you to start listing all the odd integers from 1 to, you know, the 300 odd integers. So it's going to be a long way. But with the formula, all you are doing is just to square 300, and then you have your sum. And thank you very much. We've come to the end of this lesson. Right, I'll catch you in the next class. Thank you very much.